and welcome back to some RollCo Pumpernickel ladder racing. This week we're versing the RWB Sapphires and we are on the Glasgow Crit Circuit. We're doing 7 laps of it here. This was shaping up to be quite a good one. I was quite excited for this 4v4. We got out the pens here and I even said to the guys, watch for a hard start. There was a hard start and I completely missed it. Me and Duz just missed it off the mark, and the rest of the guys just zoomed away there. It was fast, it was tough, and really at this point I could have probably sprinted to get back onto it. It never occurred to me. I was kind of hoping that they'd calm down a little bit, or that the three of us back here together would work for it. But yeah, that never happened. And they just kept getting further and further away. So yeah, it ended up with those guys at the front and 3 of us sat at the back. And that was the story for quite a while. Sped up the video here so you can kind of just see this first lap. You can just see them getting further and further away. Me, Duz, and one of the RWB guys just sat here at the back. And at this point I was thinking, right, that's it. We're going to be fighting over, bottom points here. And the rest of the guys are going to be outnumbered at the front. So what are we going to do? But, put in some effort, trying to keep it threshold and above. Just to hope that maybe if someone drops, we can catch it up. So fast forward down a couple of laps here, and up to this point, the RWB guy that we were with just hadn't pulled at all, hadn't taken any turns at the front. It was just me and Duz doing all the work. So we decided, you know what, we're gonna make a move here. We're gonna use the Clyde kicker, and we're gonna go to drop him if we can, see what we can do. So we're coming around the bend here. We were kind of umming and ahhing about it because we didn't want to burn too many matches, but we decided, nope, we're going to go for it. We didn't want to hit it too early, so we didn't want to use this ramp. We kind of just wanted to get up to this and then, give everything on the final steep part of it. Nice short steep sprint. So you can see coming to here into the flat, pop the aero just to give that little bit of advantage, and then really push up that hill. Does the same, but he's got Ghost, and your man tries to follow us, but we just keep powering over the top here, as you should do on this course, and keep pushing down into the descent. And by this point, we've got a couple of seconds on him already, and that's it, we're away. He didn't get back onto the back of us, and it was just us two at this point. Carried on pushing a little bit over these rollers, but that's it. It was now us two kind of TTing in no man's land, and the rest of the guys in front still getting further and further away. 19-20 second gap. We're not going to bridge that. They're a bigger group. So what we're going to do here. So we kind of get around again, coming up to the Clyde kicker, and I can see them in front of me. I can see them on the minimap. They feel like they're getting closer. They're still far away time-wise, but it feels like that, maybe it might be within grasp here. So I'm wondering, maybe can I make a play here? Maybe this is my chance. And I've got Ghost. And as I round here, I can see them ahead. I can actually see them in front of me, and that just kind of gives me the little extra kick up the arse I need for it. So I pop Ghost, just so they don't see me coming, and I go for it. I just hammer it down, and I look to see if I can bridge that gap. I've got nothing to lose at this point, and I really push for it, go for it. Ghost kind of runs out there a little bit earlier, but there, I'm on it. I'm in the draft. I'm back on the group. At this point, we've got Robert and one of the other RWB guys have broken off at the front, and they're kind of fighting for first and second place there. But I'm back here with Mark, and you know, it's now 2v2. I wasn't able to communicate this to Duz was the idea beforehand, because I just saw the chance and I went for it. But he got the memo. I was able to communicate after, and luckily, both Mark and I, we didn't really pull here, so we didn't pick up the pace. And Duz is closing on us. He's able to, you know, catch up to us, and he latches back on in a second here. And there's Duz just zooming straight past us. So now we're in quite a nice spot here. We're in a 3v2. In the middle, we've got a 1v1 at the front, and we've dropped one of the guys at the back who's an age away at the moment. They're not really a concern unless something drastically changes. So we're feeling in a lot better situation. Just need to bring the heart rate down, kind of settle into this, and see what we can do going into the rest. So we kind of get to, once again, the Clyde kicker. This seems to be where all the action happens on this course. But we can now actually see the two leaders out the front. They're within grasping distance here. You know, they've slowed it down a bit. What we think was happening here is, you know, they weren't really wanting to test each other 1v1. They'd been pushing a lot and testing each other up to this point. We were a bigger pack. We were slowly catching. So I think that they felt maybe the numbers might work a little bit better. Who knows? But me, Duz, Marcus, quite happy to just let the RWB guys do some work here. You know, we're not pushing, we're not picking up the speed, just, you know, let them do some work and just coast along here a little bit. And there we are now. We're a 4v3, so it's looking good. So now we're getting into the final straights here. Final time through the lap. And, you know, we're all feeling quite relaxed into it at this point. We're wondering who can make an attack when. I'm thinking, you know, should we make an attack here? Push a little bit early, try and go for it. But it's quite a long way to go solo. But the pace was starting to pick up a little bit. There was still some kind of faking attacks coming through. So we decided not to push too much and kind of be reaction, especially with Ghost in play. As you can see there, lots of ghosts being popped, especially before the banners. But you can still see the shadows, which is quite handy. But a couple of people going off the front there, you know, trying to crest over the top, trying to get a few seconds advantage. So just lay down some watts there just to catch back on them, especially coming down into the rollers. Didn't want to let them get away too fast. Unfortunately, I slingshotted a little bit too far there. But, you know, that helps you just go straight back up this next set. I had the arrow, so I didn't want to pop that through the banner just in case I got Ghost again. That's not really going to help me. I'm not a big, massive sprinter, so arrow going into a bunch finish at the end here is definitely more beneficial to me. So come around this last part of the course here. And just really watching for who's going to make a play, when's that going to happen. You know, not wanting to be at the front, but I'm also not wanting to be at the back too much. Because I don't want to drop all the way behind. That doesn't really work out, as you can see here, as they start going, some ghosts get popped, people start going a little bit early, and I just go a little bit too late here. I was hoping I could slingshot, but no, I popped my sprint a little bit too late. Popped my arrow there, once again probably a little bit too late. Managed to get around this last guy, and then getting closer and closer, but just not enough, just pipped over the line there, which infuriating. Good performance, especially for me, but lots to improve on next time, but an amazing race, especially after the start. Definitely one of the more fun ladder races I've done recently. So yeah, catch you guys next time.